Ladies and gentlemen, Violent Games here. I finally got around to doing the Mercy review. I'm proud of myself. I had trouble getting this footage. It was a fucking pain in the ass. People don't like to protect you in your Mercy. I don't know why. You think they would want to survive in the team fights, but I guess not. But anyhow, with that little rage moment out of the way, let's talk about my feelings on Mercy. Now, I believe 100% that everyone should know how to play Mercy. Everyone. Why is this? Because she's fucking awesome. Yeah, let that sink in a little bit. She's fucking awesome. But I should probably explain why in case you have no idea. Mercy carries one of the greatest, most reliable single-target healer kits in the game. And it's extremely easy to use and it's extremely accessible. So let's go over each little individual piece of her kit real quick. She has a beam heal that you barely even have to aim to connect with it. It's a constant stream as long as you're holding the trigger. When you let go, you can switch from targets on the fly. Again, extremely easy to use, extremely reliable. And with that 60 heals per second buff that Blizzard gave her, it really solidified her role as the most reliable single target healer in the game. On top of that, she has two different offensive options, that being the damage boost beam and her pistol. The damage boost beam is really complementary to high DPS characters and not much anyone else, but you can easily make up for your team missing shots or whatever by using your own pistol. The pistol by no means is a super high DPS weapon, but it's very consistent and very reliable at all ranges, and also it's extremely easy to use. Again, that's a huge perk. Given that a lot of people may think that Overwatch is a little difficult, I think Mercy really complements those players who may be struggling with this game. Another thing that makes Mercy a great pick is that when you're in early game, or if you're a new player, playing a healer of any kind is a great way to kind of learn how the game is played, because you're actively watching what is going on the field, and you're watching the behavior of your teammates, because you are playing more of a role to sustain them. So when you're healing a Reinhardt, you're seeing him in action in all of his glory, and if your team sweeps, you're gonna pick up on that subconsciously. I know that might sound like bullshit, but it's really not. When you play a support role, you do tend to learn a lot from other players. So, one thing I keep hearing, or when I hear people criticize Mercy, is that she's extremely easy to use. And I don't understand why people are saying that is a bad thing, but I don't know, it's really not. Ease of use is a great thing to have, especially if you're trying to play Overwatch just to relieve stress or something. You don't really want to have to play an extremely high intense, like, I have to be in the action, I have to land all my shots type of role. Mercy is a very relaxing character to play, which it cannot be said for like the majority of the cast, let's be honest. Even though that there are some frantic situations that you can get into with Mercy, overall, I think she's the most chill character in the game. No problems with that. Again, outstanding ease of use, probably the biggest highlight of Mercy. And just to top off her kit, her ultimate is one of the most clutch, useful ultimates in the game. Given that if an enemy team does a really hard push, and you see this push happening because you hear a bunch of ults queuing, you can kind of back yourself out of the fight a little bit, make sure that you stay alive throughout that entire fight, and jump in at an opportune moment to resurrect 2 or 3 of your teammates, usually on average, and in some instances you can resurrect your entire team, making everything the enemy team useless, because once your teammates resurrect, they will respawn with full health. And whatever ultimate meter they had previously. This is extremely useful. It can turn the tide in a fight instantly. It is a game-changing ult, and regardless of what happens in the meta, regardless of how the meta shifts, the one thing that will always keep Mercy viable in my eyes is her ultimate being that goddamn useful, and the fact that it recharges really fast because you're constantly healing, damage boosting, and throwing some DPS out with your pistol. It charges really reliably and really quickly. Now, what's another great point on Mercy is that she's always viable. You can pick her with any team composition. It doesn't really matter. Offense, defense. The only time she isn't viable is when there's already 2 healers on the team. But if there's 2 healers on the team, it's kind of likely that one of them's Mercy anyhow, so there's that. And not only that, but Mercy is just really fucking cool looking. There's really, like, I love the whole angelic healer thing with the robot wings and the neon animation that they make when you expand them when you hover. It's just really, really cool. And going back to team compositions really quick, certain characters that can fly allow Mercy to actually be very evasive. So on teams where Mercy has a Pharah, that gives Mercy like a whole new level to play on, which is verticality. It gives Mercy a ton of verticality. She can be in the air on the fly and just looking down, healing targets, or looking back up, healing Pharah, or damage boosting Pharah if she's a really good shot or if she's about to use Justice. There's a lot of interesting things and very supportive things that Mercy can do, and all of it is 100% reliable. Again, I can't stress that enough. That is definitely why Mercy is just a badass pick, in my opinion. Sorry, my roommate got in the shower. I don't know if you can hear that. But so let me just go over these points again. She has an amazing kit, an outstanding ease of use, and is always, 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 always viable. And just to go off on a little bit of an anecdotal tangent real quick, I've played Mercy since the beta, and I haven't gotten tired of playing Mercy up until now. I think that Mercy is extremely fun to play. I like being able to heal my teammates and support my teammates, and I'm very curious as to why people don't seem to want to play healers ever, unless if they're offensive like Zenyatta. It's very confusing to me, as I find it very, very enjoyable to support a team. I don't know what's wrong with some of you people, but I don't know, the kill feed isn't the only thing that's important, guys. When you make a play with Mercy, especially with that resurrect ability, you're going to feel pretty goddamn badass as well. So I really just made this video, in all honesty, because I want to encourage people to play Mercy. I don't understand why nobody wants to pick healer in Overwatch. Healer is fun. It's completely beyond me at this point. But without further ado, let's talk about Mercy's score. I'm going to give Mercy a 4 out of 5 on my little score. And the reason I give her this is because she's extremely easy to use, her kit is useful, she's the most reliable single target healer in the game, regardless of skill cap. So she kind of defies skill cap, which is really cool. Not a lot of characters can boast that. But I had to detract 1 point because of one simple problem that Mercy has, and I think everyone is going to agree with me on this one, is that everybody wants your ass when you're playing Mercy. Everyone on the enemy team is out for your blood. Some characters will solo ult you just to get you off the field if you are being too much of a nuisance to their team. So Mercy is definitely a threat on the field, and that is definitely identified by the fact that everyone wants to kill her. And I encourage you guys, if you're playing with a Mercy player, keep your ears open for when she asks for help. She does do it as soon as she gets hit. She'll say, I need help, or something along those lines. I can't exactly remember, but try to keep your Mercy alive because of those clutch plays that she can make. You should value Mercy's life over your own, if at all possible. So guys, that's all I really have to say on Mercy. I think she's a phenomenal hero, a very underrated hero, and I still can't fathom why. I don't understand why people don't want to play this character. I think she's loads of fun. She contributes a lot to team fights, and she can straight up, like, cause a team to win, especially if she goes unchecked. Like, say they just decide to try to beat down your tank and your Mercy, and you're just feeding off of that. Like, it's really incredible what you can do with this character, guys. Can't stress it enough. 4 out of 5 for me. yeah, that's all I really have to say. But before I go, I just wanted to say real quick, I am working on a guide, guys. I know it's been a while since I've posted an Overwatch guide that was a straight up character guide, but the thing is I've had trouble getting some gameplay. I've had a lot of weird things happen during recording. I've had just bad public matches where no one really supports me at all, even when I do good. Like, I remember I had like 3 or 4 like great McCree games that I couldn't even use because my teammates wouldn't support me and I would just die over and over and over again. But I would kill people consistently, but I can't show that because it's useless footage now. And another thing I wanted to bring up real quick in this video, since it's a bit of a shorter one, is that I am working on a Let's Play, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on whether or not you would like to see it. The game I'm referring to is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I recently got this on sale, and I actually think it's a pretty damn good game so far. I've made 2 parts, and there are some audio issues, but I'm just curious as to whether or not you guys want to be there with me during this playthrough. I really need to hear this feedback as soon as possible because I want to know whether or not I should start editing and posting and all that fun shit. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching if you did, and peace out.
They're just hanging out behind us.